On this episode of Performance TV, we check out a painless shifter installation, bug proofing, something shocking, and we keep your nuts loose with Blaster.
Welcome to Performance TV. What's the enemy of metal parts? Obviously, it's rust. And after wintertime, driving the car in the snow, they might have a little rust on them. Or if you're going to do a spring restoration, think about doing a new car this summer and restoring it, you surely have a lot of rusty parts on it. So I've got David from Evaporust, and David, we can make these old parts with rust on them look like brand new.
Sure, Tommy. This is, we're going to use Evaporust. Evaporust is the #1 non-toxic rust remover in America.
I like the sound of that, non-toxic.
Yeah, it is. It's completely safe. You can put your hands in it. It will not hurt you at all. If you get it in your eyes, you don't notice it's there. If you get it in your mouth, it tastes really bad. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Right.
It's really easy for us to use. We're going to just take parts, like these demonstration parts we've got here. We got this old valve cover. We're just going to drop them in.
So there's no sanding, no prep work. You don't have to have it blasted. I mean, a lot of people blast stuff. That could damage the metal.
Sure. It could damage the metal. It's going to warp the metal. If you've got parts that got original paint on them, you don't want the original paint to come off of it, how do you do it? You just drop them in Evaporust.
Now this is going to remove the rust, but it'll leave the paint on.
That's right.
And then where there's paint probably not at, it'll be back to bare metal?
Exactly. Wherever there is no rust, you're going to have bare metal. We're just going to set that one in halfway.
We see a little difference
So
where it was and
works
where it wasn't.
Even if you've got something like this that's got a wooden handle on it, throw the whole thing in.
Well, I got to tell you, I've had some tools at home, and I've used Evaporust. I had some wrenches that got really humid in the summer. Somehow they got all rusty. Maybe I left them somewhere, I don't know. But I threw them in Evaporust, came back the next day, grabbed it out of there. It looked like a brand new wrench.
That's what we do. That's what Evaporust does. It takes rust off the metal without damaging anything else, including you. It's reusable. Each gallon will do about 300 pounds of parts, so you use it over and over and over until it turns completely black. It's safe for the environment. It doesn't have any solvents. It doesn't have any fumes or vapors. It's easy to use, and when you're through using it, it's really easy to get rid of. Most people can either put it down the drain, or it's liquid iron, so then you would take it outside and put it on your grass.
Now, I've used mine over and over. I've got a little bucket at home. I just keep dropping stuff in it all the time. I'll find something in the house, rusty, throw it in there, come back next day, brand new.
Sure. That's the beauty of Evaporust.
Now this stuff, we're going to let it set, let it soak, let the Evaporust work, and then when we come back, we'll pull them out and we'll be able to see a difference later in the show.
This edition of Performance TV is being brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. Z-Max, tested, trusted performance. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Performance TV. One of the key things to make your vehicle perform well and ride well are the shocks. Well, I've got Marty from JRI Shocks today with me. Marty, I've heard of JRI from the motorsports world and all the shocks you make there, but I had no idea you make all these shocks.
Oh yes, well, JRI started off with the racing, and it started with NASCAR, and that led into IndyCar, that led into drag racing, and also dirt racing. So sprint cars are using very small style shocks. What happened there? Small style shock, people saw them, hey, motorcycles could be better, let's try it on there. That's how these came about.
Yeah, and we're going to put the shocks on our Harley here today. These things are designed for, when you get a Harley, it's an average shock for an average rider.
Correct.
There's nothing specific. These are very adjustable, specific to the rider and the equipment, everything to make it perform better and ride better.
Yes, absolutely. We offer 2 different styles, a non-adjustable style and a single adjustable style. Also, 3 different heights. You got an 11-inch, a 12-inch, and a 13-inch. 3 different spring rates, a lightweight spring, medium spring, and a heavy spring.
Right, and they're going to fit a wide variety of Harleys, not just the new ones. It's you go way back on all the
All the way
Harleys.
back to the 90s, yes.
Right, I mean, they're billet made. I mean, these things are basically a racing shock for your vehicle on the street.
Oh yeah, they're made right next to the racing shocks that we build. Everything here in Mooresville, North Carolina, in the USA. So a drag racing shock for an NHRA car could be right next to this Harley shock that you will receive.
Right, so if you're going to ride your Harley on the street and you know it's going to perform, it's got JRI shock on it.
Absolutely.
Man, these things have so many adjustments on them. I mean, how do you pick it? I mean, can you go to the website and check it out and say, hey, I want a shock, but how do I know which one's the right one?
Yes, well, you can go to www.jrishocks.com. We have our full range of Harley shocks on the website with all kinds of information. You can see all different styles of our charts of which style's right for your bike, what adjustability you could get, what style springs you can get. Everything can be found there.
I'll tell you what, we've got our Harley here. Let's go ahead and get this thing on there and show the people how easy they are to install as well.
Let's do it.
Grab your bushings there. Now, when we start installing, we put it on a lift and we got it ready to go. Put a support under it because we're going to take the shocks off the back. You want to grab the bottom one and I'll do the top one here. Now this is a pretty simple install. I mean, it's basically 2 bolts. Remove them.
Yep.
It mounts with the existing hardware.
Existing hardware. Just keep everything. Make sure you keep it all nice in order. You don't want to lose anything.
Right. Now, when you can adjust them. Do you have to have any tools, any kind of equipment, or can you just do this on the fly?
There are no tools necessary to adjust. You can do it all just with your hands and fingers.
Yeah, let's say you're out riding and you're just comfort riding. You can have them nice and soft. If you want to go out and maybe get a little racy later in the day, stop, adjust the shock, and then you go.
Yep, all you can do is just pull right off to the side of the road, reach down, grab your adjuster. You can go up to the plus, that's going to make it stiffer. You can go down to the minus, and that's going to make it softer, and you're going to have about 40 different clicks of adjustment there.
That seems like that's plenty. Got your bushings,
Yep.
all right. You grab a little bit of Loctite so we can make sure this thing doesn't come loose.
Just a dab will do.
All right. Just get this one started and let you get yours in. Okay, go ahead. I'll give you the hard part.
Yeah.
Now, when they come, will they come preset to the adjustments that they did online?
Yes, they will come set to our adjustment that we set them at the factory.
And then you can kind of play with it from there and kind of learn what you like. And
Yes. What we're going to give you is what's going to be best. That may not be what you like the most. That will just be what we recommend. We're going to have to come up a little bit.
Okay. Now it's going to just get it to fit. Going to jack it up just a little bit, take that pressure off of it. We're getting close.
No, not yet. Getting closer. Now it's going away.
There, how's that, Marty?
Yep, got her in.
All right. Just need a little persuasion.
That's all it took.
Now these shocks, are they rebuildable, or can you maintenance them at all?
Every single one of these shocks is rebuildable and serviceable. Now every shock is dyno tested before it leaves the building, and we have a record of that dyno sheet from the serial number that's laser etched on every single shock.
Right.
So you can send your shock back at any time, and we will know exactly how we built it the first time.
Right. You got a lot of history on it. You keep all the records.
That's right.
All the data, so you know your life of your shock. And
Yes, we also know how long you've had it, so we can advise you on what's correct for a regular time to be serviced and stuff like that.
give them a little torque, and we're done with this.
All right, we're going to torque this to 35 foot-pounds.
There it is. All right.
That's it.
Now, how do you adjust? Give me an example of the adjustments.
Well, there's 2 different ways you can adjust. You can adjust right here, and that's going to adjust your ride height. So you're really adjusting the spring preload. Tighten more preload down onto the shock.
It's going to raise the
It's
bike
going
up
to raise
a
the
little bit.
bike. If you loosen that preload up, it's going to lower the bike.
And then there's another adjustments down there.
All right, so that's going to be your softness and your stiffness. If you go towards the plus, you're going to get a little stiffer. You go towards the minus, it's going to get a little softer.
Tons of adjustability, whether you're getting after it or you want to just take a cool, smooth ride. Be sure and check out their website, JRI Shocks. You can pick out the shocks for your bike. We'll be back with more after this.
If you've ever gone to take the power glide out of your 67 Firebird or Camaro and put in, say, you know, like a turbo 350 or 400, well, you're going to find out real quick that you might have to cut some extra holes in your floor to get that new shifter in. But not thanks to ShifterWorks. They have taken care of all of that. As a matter of fact, this is going to be so simple to install, and it's going to have everything that you need, from new reverse lockout, already pre-wired, your new stuff for, you know, to wire up for your taillights when you go into reverse, and this shifter, it's going to work whether you want to go 3-speed or 4-speed. All of these parts made here in the USA, so you know you're putting some good stuff into your ride. And ShiftWorks also uses their 5/16 rod linkage. Going to make it a whole lot easier, because instead of the original ones from the factory, which are hard and don't move, they use the Heim joint. So you're going to be able to have a lot easier alignment. Not only for the 67 Camaro and Firebird, but ShiftWorks also has other conversion kits as well. For an example here with our 71, 72 Chevelle, if you're going to be changing out the transmission, putting in something different but want to keep that factory shifter, they have the entire kit that you need, and your new window here to show your overdrive. And guys, just don't even bother with inexpensive cables, because you're going to want to do this and you're going to want to do it one time. And if you need a cable that bends, there you go, with ShiftWorks, and plus still being able to move with over 2.5 inches of travel. And if you're making a change with your tranny in your older car, ShiftWorks has something for you.
Oh, it's stuck. Can't get that loose. There's no doubt, if you've ever worked on an older vehicle, the rust and corrosion, the bolts, they're kind of frozen in place. You can't get them loose. Sure, it's because of all the road grime you get off the highway on an older vehicle. It freezes the bolts up. You can't get them loose. You're going to have to cut them off. Well, you're not going to do that. Well, a great way to do that is with PB Blaster. It's going to penetrate in there, and it's going to loosen the nut or bolt and allow you to get it loose without damaging anything. Now, it's really simple to use. Just shake it up a little bit, pull the cap off, and just give it a good spray, good soaking. You spray here. I sprayed over here a little bit, trying to get those going. You let it sit. You can also tap on it. You'll let it seep in there, and then spray it again, and it makes getting those out much, much easier. Now, the neat thing about this is 360 degrees. You can spray this anywhere you want. Get up in there, all over the vehicle, and it's going to make the job a lot easier. What I didn't know, I thought that was the only thing they made. But the Blaster brand, they make a whole family of products for all those troublesome jobs around the house. You got a garage door lubricant. It's going to make the garage door go up and down, last a lot longer, and not make noise. Chain lubricant for your motorcycles, your bicycles. Make that thing free, probably go a little faster. White lithium grease spray, a silicone lubricant, the dry lube with Teflon. They're going to keep all that stuff going and functioning smoothly. A multi-purpose lubricant, and also a citrus-based degreaser. Now that's going to get the grime off, decals, the glue. You're going to get oil off. It's going to get rubber off of your car. We use this a lot in the racing industry. PB Blaster, I know the crew guys love this stuff. It is a really good product, and it makes the job a lot easier. I mean, don't have to use all that strength. I'll tell you what, it's probably seeped in enough. I can get back to work, and you can go check out all the brands. Look at that. I like it.
This edition of Performance TV is being brought to you by Diesel Conversion Specialists. Power for the long haul. Wally Racks. Door, closet, wall, fits them all. Magic Creeper. Ready, rain or shine. And by Extreme Polymers. Experience extreme performance.
Welcome back to Performance TV. I don't know about you, but I would really like to be able to find a product that I could clean and polish my vehicle with, or my motorcycle, and get the bugs off of it as well. And that's why we have Grant joining us with Everline. Grant, you guys have a product that's been around for quite a long time called Bug Slide.
That's right, Kathy, we have.
And now this is something that's going to be able to take care of everything on this bike.
This is the perfect product for a motorcycle. Basically, it's 5 products in one. It's a cleaner, it's a polish, it's a bug remover, it has UV protection, it also puts a microscopic sheen on the motorcycle which is actually a protective coating that after use, the more you use it, actually the better it gets because it actually builds a barrier between the contaminants in the vehicle.
Now, this product's been around since 2003, and it's also pretty
2003.
special, too, because the folks at Harley really like this product.
Harley-Davidson is probably our biggest customer. We have a very loyal clientele of customers. They love the product. It's easy to use. It's
I wouldn't mind
Would you like
seeing
to kinda
some.
see how it
Yeah,
works?
let's see. And we mentioned that it would work on everything, so we can start right off with the fiberglass in the back.
But we can do that. It's easy enough. What I do is just put a small amount on the vehicle. It's a wipe on, wipe off. It's just that simple. See the nice gloss that it puts on it? It doesn't scratch or mar because we use a nice microfiber towel, and it puts a beautiful shine on it and a protective coating as well.
And I noticed the towel comes with Bug
It comes
Slide.
with it. Yeah, we have these specially made for us. But the product can also be used on vinyl and leather as well. And what I do with that, I don't spray it directly on. I just put a little pop on my towel and go over it. And it also has a UV protection in it. So it puts a nice UV coating on that, keeps it from fading out and such.
Sure. Now, and something I noticed, we're not seeing, it leave a bunch of marks on there.
No, it won't. Another nice thing about it, this product contains no wax or petroleum product or silicone. What it is, it's a blend of polymers. So you can actually spray it on the motor, let it clean that, and what I do is I just let it sit on there and let it dry out. Now, if I get a little overspill on the chrome, all I do is just wipe it off. And
Yeah,
all it's
normally
gonna
you
do is
can't do
just
that.
shine the chrome. Not with most products that contain wax.
Yeah, because
So,
it's going to leave, stuff on the
Yeah.
powder coating and
yeah,
all the white stuff.
Generally leave it like a white coating on it. But like for painted surfaces, just spray it on, wipe it. Notice I'm not chasing streaks all over the place because most products, they do have a petroleum or silicone or Teflon in it. This doesn't. And for chrome as well, just wipe it on. I wipe it off with the dry part of the towel, and
Grant,
I'm done.
You know what I really want to see is being able to clean, if we're talking about bugs,
Mm-hmm.
being able to clean our Lexan up here and not leave it streaky.
That's true. Because that's a product or a problem that most products have. When you spray it on Lexan, over time they can actually yellow out. But what this does, it actually puts with this microscopic sheen, now you've got some water repellent on it as well. And on the back fairings and such like that, a lot of them they have what is called just a plastic, and what happens over time with sun, it fades it out, and this UV will help to protect that as well.
Speaking of things getting faded out and stuff, well, what about our Thunderbird over here? Check out the chrome. I mean, this could really use some help, Grant.
It certainly could. So what we'll do is we'll just spray a little on this right here and just wipe it on, wipe it off. Now you'll notice with the scratches, this is an older vehicle. With the scratches, of course, it's not going to take that out, but you can see the beautiful shine that it put on it. Now another nice thing about this product, if you put it on a flat or a dull finish, it won't shine it. And that's very important to people that own like flat and denim finished vehicles.
Absolutely. Well, I want to try some of this myself, so I can just spray this on. And of course, I noticed that it comes in different size bottles.
It does. It comes in a 4-ounce travel kit. It also comes in a 16-ounce. Both of those come with towels. And then we also have a 32-ounce refill bottle. We have a 64-ounce refill bottle as well.
Wow, you've got everything covered, but something else, we have an ATV back here. You have something new coming out later this year?
Yeah, we do. For 2016, we have a pre-mixed releasing agent. We're going to be calling it Mud Slide. So you can actually take your ATV or your dirt bike or whatever and just go mudding one day. Before you go, you spray it with the Bug Slide, and then when you come home, you wash it off with your garden hose. And it is environmentally friendly, so there's no petroleum in it. So you don't have to worry about it getting on your, washing into the drain or getting on your grass or whatever, because it is environmentally friendly. We also are going to be coming out with a little wipe package as well.
Oh, wow. Just you got to watch out for all kinds of great products coming from these folks. And of course, Bug Slide, which you can find at all kinds of stores. And you can find out more just by hopping on their website at bugslide.com. And I'm interested in finding out more of what Tommy's been up to.
Well, Kathy, earlier in the show, David from Evaporust and I put some old rusty parts in the Evaporust to let them soak and take off the rust. David, what is the next step after they've been soaking?
Well, we let these soak overnight, and the next step is you're going to pull them out, and you're going to rinse them with water. Well, we're just going to improvise here, and we're just going to wipe them off, and we're going to take a look and see what we've got. And
It's pretty evident the rust is gone from
Yeah.
part of that and still on the other half.
Yeah.
So you can see how well it works.
yeah, it goes right down through the rust, down to the bare metal, and then it's going to stop and not attack anything else. You can see there's still pits in there. We can't fill pits in, but we can take the rust out of the pits.
Man, parts of this look like it's brand new.
Yeah, you could actually paint that up and make it a serviceable part. Let's look at some of these other ones we've got in here. Here's the one that had the wooden handle on it.
That wood looks great.
The wood is completely fine. You let that dry out, and it's going to be great. And you can see the rasp is completely derusted. And
Right.
It gets into and it's actually sharp again. So you're ready to go.
Man, I mean, it did as well on the wood as it did on the metal.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Let's take a look. Here's this one that was just
There's an oil pump.
an oil pump, and you can see down in the grates.
Oh, it even got inside there,
Everything.
inside the screen. It'll soak into parts of the metal where the holes are, goes in. I'm sure the inside of the tube's even derusted.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this thing you probably could flush out and probably have to disassemble it, but you could put it back to work.
Clean it up a little bit, put it back on the car.
Yeah, here's a painted part that we did. You can see that, remember there was rust all through this paint. Once we take the rust off, whatever paint's under there is left alone. Whatever rust is there is completely removed.
Right, you couldn't even hardly tell that that was white before.
Right. And if you wanted to know what the original part looked like, or what the original color was, get you right back to where you were. Here is
There's the valve cover off an old Cadillac.
the old Cadillac. Came off a hearse.
That was
This-
completely rusted inside of there.
It was one solid chunk of rust, and now it's down to nothing. Pull it out, rinse it with water, dry it. I'd probably give that a coat of paint and then put it back
That
on.
looks great.
And here's our last one. This is the old dashboard.
Now look at the other half. You can hardly tell that it's blue. You can see a few spots of blue, but look where the Evapo-Rust took off the rust. It's all blue.
It's all blue. And now you know the original color. You're probably going to repaint this anyway, but if you were interested in leaving it the original paint, there it is.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, that is amazing. Now, once we've got these done, you have something that'll keep them from re-rusting?
Right. Well, we've got one more piece, and that's our bolt that we left in there. I couldn't see it, but there it is.
Man, I'm telling you what, all the rust is gone.
Ready
Now,
to go.
rust block, you spray it on there, and it'll prevent them from re-rusting.
That's right. If you're gonna spray it down, let's see, I've got one right here. We can just spray it on. It's a water-based rust inhibitor. You just spray it on there and let that dry, and it's going to prevent that from re-rusting for about a year. And when you get ready to remove that, rinse it with water, dry it, and you're ready to paint.
This stuff is great, David. Easy, simple way, and safe way to remove rust from metal. Be sure and check them out at evapo-rust.com. That's all we've got for this week, Performance TV. We'll be back next week.